living up to these young organizers, they will take forward. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Okay. So, good morning, sir. So our next speaker is Mr. Arijit Bhattacharya. He is a serial entrepreneur, angel investor, public speaker, business match marketing expert, government advisor, artist, author, and many more. He is the founder, CEO of Virtual Infocom, which is India's one of the first game development and VR app development companies since 1998. Center in India, World Business Angels Investment Forum. He is also awarded as the top-rated global business leader, celebrated speaker, top influencer, blockchain specialist, and VR specialist, and a thought leader. He devoted his hard work to empower artists, coders in India, South Korea, USA, Thailand, with the latest technology of trying and excel in the world of gaming. So we are privileged to have you on board, sir. So the stage is all yours, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. Let me just understand. I think we have all students, and I can see a few faces.
Yes, sir. All students, sir.
Arijit, they are all students, but maximum them are having startup. They are just started with. A few of them are running their company from last 1 or 2 years. These are the most of the audience, but they are trying to be in the shoe where you are in the topmost position. So you are the guiding force for them. You could be the guiding force for them.
So let me know what you guys want me to speak about. What do you want from me?
Yes.
So your history, sir.
My history is available in the internet. Just Google me, you'll get my history.
That's true.
Sir, those are the wordings we want from the live ones, the real facings, we want the problems.
I'll tell you something. I think I'm basically maybe talking to Bengal-based or maybe Eastern India-based students and startups. I'm not sure how many of you are from other part of of my country. So history never ever gives you any kind of information or maybe probably the proper path. Whatever I have done long back. So if I have a PhD degree, which probably I have got in 1998, that doesn't make any sense now. It's 2020. Technology has been evolved and changed. It doesn't matter if I'm a doctorate or not.
Somebody is asking, sir, we want to know about your failures and how you overcame.
Super. I wanted that question. Super.
How you overcame them and became so successful. That is the question.
Super. Okay. Arijit, let me be in my flow and I'll go with all those kind of
Absolutely.
Probably I'll be probably taking an early leave, but I'll try to give as much as time as I can.
No problem, sir. Yeah. You carry on, sir.
So, if you look at the world, I'm really sorry if I talk about world instead of talking about our own mother country. Somehow, the latest generation, that is you guys, you are probably in 2020 facing a global pandemic, and lot of industry leaders are saying that, you know what, this is the doomsday and we lost our business and there is no job. Maybe you guys are thinking that, where can we get any kind of income level? Shall we start our own venture? Shall we go for any kind of fundraising? Will someone invest in our startup? Will somebody support me? Then only I can start my venture. These are the usual thought process that comes from any young mind, irrespective of the fact, are you from eastern part of the country or western part of the country, or maybe not from the country. Let me tell you what I'm doing at this moment, or maybe we all are doing at this moment. Then maybe as my beautiful, handsome Anish requested about the history, so probably I'll go back to my history and give you some of the insights. But more, I'll be talking about failure rather than only the success story. Success story, you can read of me anywhere. Everything is available in the net, so you can get all those success stories. And sometimes you will get a business coach who will give you a lot of success stories, but that's not life. Okay, some person will say that if you're an entrepreneur, your Sunday will be your Wednesday, and your Wednesday will be your Sunday. Bullshit. If you're an entrepreneur, your 7 days are your working days. You will not get time to sleep if you are an entrepreneur. Okay, that's a fact. That's a hardcore fact, right? And whatever you are watching in those Facebook preneurs who are showing you that I'm chilling in such and such location, that's only one particular shot. You ask them about their daily life, they are probably cycling in their own locality. So anyway, let me give you the perspective, which is probably more global, more focused, and more what I do. So currently we are practically organizing a global summit called World Leaders Summit with 90 countries participation. I mean, we have filtered approximately 60 startups from those 90 countries with 120 plus global leaders who will be sharing their experience. That's what probably is keeping me busy for last 3-4 months. And because of Abhijit, I'm just here because our summit is starting on 7th. So pardon me if I'm not giving my 100%, but to be very honest, I'm all there for you guys, okay? So when you look at the global perspective of ecosystem development, or we talk about what we have, what is the exact kind of structure that we have, what is the kind of situations that we have, which enables an entrepreneur to, have a boost and maybe probably go towards the success. The only mantra US government, or rather I should say the US culture is adopting, helping each other. If you look at those Western countries, culture, structure, infrastructure, it's all about helping each other rather than talking nonsense. I'm really sorry, I'm really, totally Bangla jakabole thot kata lok. So I'm a totally, you can say, straightforward guy, talks real straight stuff. I don't care about others. Whoever is thinking what, okay? I'm totally in for all truth, right? Initially, that might give you some kind of hicks and buts, but eventually you'll get the success.
Yes, yes.
So when you look at those kind of Western country structure, they always help each other. I'll give you some of the few examples. For an example, if I'm a startup and I have done something on blockchain technology, probably that is for maybe a solution for maybe some school or maybe some university. There's a result-making mechanism, which is pretty easy to make in blockchain, right? So their university will actually give them an opportunity to integrate the same inside their university itself.
Yes.
Initially, they are not going to give the full-fledged system to execute, but maybe on small blocks, and they are going to pay for the same.
Yes.
It's not only the testing mechanism. So there is nothing called a free lunch that a university will give you an option. Okay, fine. You know what? We have got some funds on grants, and because we have the grant, you come and join and start your venture. No, that's a complete, backbone breaking mechanism. That's not a mechanism we should follow. Okay. And when we talk about any kind of Western structure implementation process, at least from the university level who are doing massive work, I mean, I can talk about Harvard, I can talk about Cambridge, I can talk about any damn university which you can probably think of, like dream of joining. So those, high level universities, they have their infrastructure with all those ecosystem players. For an example, inside the campus, they have lawyers, they have CA, they have serial entrepreneurs, they have investors, they have VC funds, they have everything inside their campus itself. Campus in the sense, they are not staying. Campus in the sense, they have the full network. And with those all network, they are trying to help the existing local startup, whoever it is. It's not mandatory that they are their students. It might happen probably within the locality, they have some cool startup who is not so-called certified, but skilled enough to probably get and grab those opportunities. Because they don't have network, they're supporting it. So coming back to the Asian part of it, in Asia, if you look at the infrastructure, if you look at the way they're supporting the startup ecosystem, I can probably quote from China, they have a full-fledged office, which is basically for only startup. What they're giving? They are giving 1 year free seat and address and work for anywhere from the globe. You come, you register, you work for free, you get the place for free, and they'll give you a Chinese translator over there. Now what's happening? Why they're doing it? So that migration can happen. So that people from probably the first world countries can come, stay with the Chinese people. They can exchange the knowledge. They can exchange their own kind of probably culture. And in return, they get an option to work inside the huge population. We in India, we have the same situation, but we are not thinking in that line. I'm sorry for this statement. Okay. Now, when you look at the structure in Africa, what's going on, Africa now is a happening place. Trust me. We feel that US is, doing everything. Yeah, they are the strongest country, probably the strongest continent, if you look at the total continent in the entire world. But if you look at Africa, my God, they are doing massive work. And trust me, in World Leader Summit, we have got more than 2,500 registration only from Southern Africa. That's not a joke, man. It's not a joke. And those guys are doing massive work. Like here, if I look at any kind of, startup pitch, the pitch starts with, I started an app, and this app is going to bring $1 billion of business, and this app is going to do blah, 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 all those blah, blah, blah. What about the background process? App is actually an interconnection between your market and consumer. That's not solving any kind of problem. That's not your, startup. That's probably a small solution within maybe if we look at the problem for 100%, that is probably solving the problem for maybe 5 to 6%. So what they are doing in Africa, I'll tell you. If somebody is producing rice, he's talking about why his rice is different. What is the price margin? From where he is producing it? How many farmers he has got at this moment? How many farmers are already working with him? How many sales they have done so far? How much market share they have got at this moment? And then they're applying and saying that, sir, you know what? We are producing this XYZ kind of rice. We want to export. We need a mechanism to do the export part. In earlier days, export usually happens on an export license. Nowadays also you need that. But if we apply for export license, we don't know where to go. We don't know where to apply. We don't know where we can actually sell our rice. We don't know who are the buyers. So could you please suggest us? That's the kind of pitch that they're making. When they're making such kind of pitch, as an angel or as an ecosystem player or as a whatever small and big strength I have, I am getting a vibration. My God, this guy is trying to do something cool for his own community. Not only that, he is saying, I am doing such and such sales and I want to grow, but I don't know where to grow. Will you please support me? Instead of saying, I have got $1 billion market from Google. I'm sorry. That's a theory. Like you said, my handsome friend, that's a theory, right? I have got $1 billion market. That's bullshit. Yeah, everybody knows that's a market. We can all read that. But what you have done so far? So these guys are getting help because they're saying, I need help. I don't know what to do. I need a market connect. So what we are doing, we are giving them all those market connect possible, which is there inside our network. Now, let me tell you what we are doing instead of, giving you all those bashing talk. I'm really sorry if I'm doing it. I'm really sorry. As a fellow Bengali, I think you guys need it.
It's okay. It's a
Bengalis used to rule once upon a time the world, but nowadays we are thinking that job na pele ami ব্যবসা করব. What nonsense! What nonsense!
Yes.
Anyway, so I'll tell you what I'm doing. So I'm directly working with multiple different governments. I can always quote them, but I think because of India, I cannot name all those prime ministers or maybe minister's office. But currently, I'm directly working with 27 countries, ministry office, and I'm trying to help them to get investment into those countries. Not only me, I have got my multiple partners, change makers, fellow people who are probably with me for maybe 1 decade or so, and we are trying to do a disruption in the entire world. Let me tell you what all I do, and then maybe I can go back to the history which you have asked for. So I run, of course, India's one of the first game development studio called Virtual Infocom. Now you may say it's how it is first. Maybe you have learned from the net. There are a couple of other studios. Of course, there are other studios. Before me, there are 2 studios who actually started, but they started as as a KPO, as a kind of outsourcing model. So we started as our own title making studio. We did a very few work for outsourcing. So if you look at the Indian structure, very few studios dare to go for only titles, their own IP making, and then making money and then sustain and continue. So somehow I cracked that, and doing pretty fine for last 22 years. We are not shut down. So somehow you can say, yeah, it's a success story. I run an investment banking firm here called Entrepreneur Space, and that's a M&A and high-level corporate fundraising and SME fundraising and MSME fundraising and startup fundraising organization. We sometimes fund startups on a seed capital level, growth level, and Series A level. I'm not sure whether you guys know these terms or not. There are multiple different fundraising process. So if you're pitching, I'll give you some tips how you can pitch and probably what kind of investor you should pitch. Every investor is not pitchable in your situation. Anyway, so that is one firm that I run, and I run another organization called Avelo Global based out of Australia. I have got my two partners, two beautiful guys, and we are running it for last 3 years, doing massive work in the Australian ecosystem as well as in the Asian ecosystem. I represent 3 venture capital funds across the world. One is based out of China, one is based out of US, and another one is based out of, it's basically an island, but yes, it's nearby the Mauritius island. So all those funds that you can see that I actually represent, that is specifically targeting for the technology innovation, technology growth capitals, and such kind of infrastructural development. And of course, on a M&A level, I do a lot of fundraising for various different industries. I totally forgot, probably 40 or 42 different industry level. I'm a technologist, if you want to put that tag into my name. So I started as a technology innovator, disruptor, whatever you can call me. I used to code, till date I code. I started with C++, just like you guys. I'm sure that you guys are engineers. But somehow, very humbly, I left engineering when I cracked JEE. On those days, it was only joint entrance examination in Bengal, at least. I left that because I found that engineering was not giving me enough information, at least from first year's perspective. So I joined that and I left after a month, and I started economics, statistics, and mathematics as a combination. I took economics honors. The only reason was I'm totally a science student, at least till 12th. So from the childhood, I was learning all science. Couldn't understand the commerce part of it. And when I decided in 1998 that I'll be starting my own venture, I thought that this engineering degree is not going to teach me anything about commerce and anything about money. So let me leave it. Let me join economics. At least that will give me a perspective of probably a bit of commerce and a bit of money-making process. But somehow our syllabus system couldn't give me that. So I enhanced my skill set from a lot of people, a lot of educated and skilled people. So let me go back to my history. I'll talk about more about what all I do. Honestly speaking, if I talk about my history or my life, probably it will take an hour. So let me skip that. I always skip that. So how I started, when I started, I was 17. Why gaming? Why animation? Why virtual reality? I'm not sure about age, but 1998, if you know from your probably elder brothers or maybe uncle or maybe father, in 1998, there was no such culture, at least in Indian perspective, that you have a computer in your home. Okay, the very concept of PC was not that cool, not that easy. It was just started. Okay, and if you look at 1996, we never ever heard about internet.
Yes.
The concept of cafeteria or cyber cafe started maybe in mid of 96 or something like that.
Yes.
When I was in class 10 standard. And I used to draw a lot. I used to create comics. I used to write comics. So my passion in my school days, when I was maybe in class 3 standard, was how to create superheroes, right? And I can see a smiling face. I don't know why he's smiling. Is it for the comics part? You want to say something?
Superheroes, comics.
Okay. So I was highly actually inspired by the DC comic series. I used to read a lot Phantom. I used to read a lot Mandrake. I used to read a lot Superman. I used to read a lot about Batman. And I was thinking in my childhood that why we don't have a superhero like this. We have so many gods, we have so many goddesses, we have so many folk stories, we have so much to give. We have a beautiful language called Sanskrit. We are from a culture. We used to nourish culture. We used to have Nalanda. So how come we don't have anything, right? How it happened? What is the cause? What is the reason that we don't have our own superhero, which is global? And if I can make a difference, that was the initial level of. Give me a second. Yeah. So what happened when I was thinking that I'll be creating some kind of superhero? People thought I'm crazy, I'm mad. My usual situation is like I have been thrown out from the classes, mainly the history classes. I used to draw comics in my history classes in school days. So in school, we used to be, you know, four buddies, like four best friends. We used to sit in one particular bench. That's the third bench. It was defined for us. Okay, since class fifth standard, and I'm not from a very posh school from Calcutta. So my schooling happened from Shodhpur High School. It's a pure Bengali medium school. So we used to have tiffin sharing system. We used to have all those fun that we used to enjoy in our childhood days. Picking up some flowers from some house, and then they used to throw a rock towards us because we used to be that kind of naughty. So that was our school days. And when it is like 10th standard, I made around maybe 16 or 17 different superheroes, all different guys, all from the concept building. And these were not only picture. I created the full series. And somehow my school friends, they used to read that. You know what I used to do? I used to write those comics, and I used to go to school and probably asking 10 to 15 of them to read it and give me the feedback. How is it? They used to tell me that, man, this is really cool. Man, this is bad. You know what? You should do this. Okay. I want to give this superpower. I want this kind of power. So whatever I have created, I'm really, really honored and really, really, blessed by my school friends who all gave me all those feedback. Okay. So somehow in 11th standard, it's like after 10th exam, I was traveling here and there, like it was exams were over. I was trying to draw some nature, and I used to carry my paintbrush and the canvas with me. I used to go near Ganges, used to draw the nature. That's how I used to be. And to be very honest, I used to be a complete introvert person. Trust me, I used to be a complete introvert person who dared to talk to anyone, who used to be in his own dreams, never ever thought that he will be speaking publicly. Forget about that. Okay. And it's a boys' school. Okay. And I used to skip ladies. Okay. And it was total on focus comics guy, crazy geek who was thinking that, okay, I'll be doing some kind of crazy stuff in life. So when I was drawing, I saw a few of the artists who are drawing the similar kind of sculptures in front of me, and they were old. They had long beard like this with very heavy glasses, and they were drawing. And I asked one of them that, what are you doing? He said that I'm drawing. Can't you see? You're also doing the same. Concentrate on your drawing. So I asked him very sophisticatedly, how much money you're making out of these drawings? He gave me an answer, I'm an artist. I shouldn't focus on making money. I should focus on my art only. I'm not doing art for making money. I got a kick. My God. That means if you're an artist, you're not entitled to make money. That's a shock. That's a shock. So can I create a ecosystem? Can I create a structure where artists can make money? Probably that was my first inspiration to start my own venture. Probably that is. So when I came back home, I had a discussion with my father. He told me that, yeah, you can probably start your business. Remember, there was no term called entrepreneur in 1997 or 1998. It was all business. And if you start business, they used to tell you that, okay, নিজের মুদিখানার দোকান শুরু করবি।
Yes. True.
Engineering
True.
ছেড়ে, okay?
True.
That was the statement, you know. So when I had a talk, my father, he already, encouraged me a lot. He said that, okay, fine, you can start your venture, but you know what? If you really want to run your venture properly, you need a lot of education. You need a lot of skills. You need to learn a lot. You need to know a lot. So are you ready for this? It's not an easy journey. It's not a Tom, Dick, Harry's world. Well, my father is like my guru, of course. He is my best guru in my life. So he, on those days, he used to work in a corporate. I'm not going to tell about his background. He's a super cool guy. He's a gold medalist in mathematics and a presidency person, gold medalist in physics. Of course, with that bashing statement, we had a discussion from 8:30 p.m. to 4 a.m. next morning. And somehow I convinced him that the way I'm listening to him about soccer ball play or maybe martial arts or maybe study, I'm going to focus on the business. And he gave me an option, okay, fine, if I'm focusing on it, you need to get all those degrees and certificate, whatever I'm thinking for you. And then I can allow you to start your venture in my house. It's my house, it's not your house now onwards, okay? So you're just staying as a rented guy. So you need to pay me rent for the place I'm giving you. That's the starting phase of giving money to my first, probably, how do I define him? It's like I become a tenant in my own house, so I have to pay money. And then I have to earn money if I have to pay, right? So what I decided, okay, fine, let me be that cool guy with all those comics, with all those kind of dreamy eyes and other stuffs. Let me create a animated character, and that is going to play a benchmark in the world. It is going to wipe away Batman, and it is going to become big like anything. So I decided that let me take a character called Archer from my comics, and it's actually a science fiction comics taken from, you can say, all those scientific things that you can think of. If you have interest, maybe someday later I can tell you the story. And I thought that let that be the character. Let it be, that next level Superman, Batman, whatever. Okay? And I failed massively. When I was talking about that character in the industry, maybe someone is saying, what the hell this guy is talking about? Superhero? Archer? Who is that? How is going to make money on that? Whenever I try to explain them, you know what? Animation market is going to be that big, gaming market is going to be that big, and I want to learn and I want to crack these kind of structure. All of them laughed. All of them were laughing at me, right? And somehow I got a connection in Calcutta movie industry to a producer, and I went to his office. So when he saw me, he said, "Hero banne aaya hai kya?" Let me translate it in English. He asked me that, do you want to become a hero? Why you are here? What's the reason? I said, no, sir, I'm not here for becoming a hero. This is my technology. I'm actually working in such kind of stuff, which can probably enhance your movie making process. And it's called visual effects. Remember, I was talking in 1998, okay? And anyway, thanks for the comments. I'll go back to those comments. Now, what happened? That fellow told me that, come on, this is way too advanced. Whatever you're talking, like making stuffs in 3D, creating stuffs in probably using chroma screen, we don't use that. I said, sir, I really need help. No one is helping me. Could you please give me some connection? He said, from which part of Calcutta you are from? I said, I'm from a location which is in suburbs. I'm from Agarpada. He said, Agartala? No, it's not Agartala. Agartala is in Tripura. It's in Agarpara. It's just after Dum Dum. It's before Shodhpur. Okay, great. But how may I help? If I give you connections, if you can't crack it, you don't have a team. I said, okay, let me give you that answer. Let me create a team and get back to you. Will you give me some connections then? He said, okay, fine. Time is yours. You create a team. So that's what the first feedback I got from one industry person, that I need to create a team. Unless I have a team, I'm not going to get any kind of order or any kind of connection. So what I did, I started digging in the market. If I can get some person who can probably crazy enough to do coding with me, to probably join my crazy journey, who is an artist, who can probably learn something new and cool. You know what happened? I failed. I completely failed. I couldn't find anyone, at least in my network, who is crazy enough. Then I thought that if I can't find anyone, can I create them? So that's how we started an education institute inside my house itself. And I took 4 students for free to give them training. But the condition was, if they are getting those knowledge only for free, they are going to join me as my teammate. So they said, yeah, we are going to join you. At least on those days, Guru and Shishya culture used to be such kind of that they used to obey your master. And somehow I had an age gap of 1 year with them. They are like my similar age. So I was training them how to create animated characters. And one person, I was making him as a coder. And somehow moving from one location to another location, I found that I need to pay rent and I really need to earn money for the same. Not only that, I need to take care of my team as well. If they are learning, that doesn't mean that they are giving all the time for me. If I need all the time from them, I need to pay them a little bit of amount, whatever they deserve. I should do that. So my morning time used to be, during my college days, my morning time used to be giving them training from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, I used to attend my college classes and I used to bunk the college and then go to Chandni Chowk area, trying to find out that if I can probably assemble few of the machines and sell them. So somehow when you have Jill, when you have, when you have that kind of energy, you get some orders. So I cracked some orders from local people who wanted to make some assembled machine, assembled PC. So my daily task became like this: 7 to 9, I used to teach. 9 to probably I should say 9:30. 9:30 to till 12:15. I used to attend the classes in college. 1 o'clock, 1:30. I used to buy those small, pieces of PC, assemble them in my house, sell them, and making money. I used to have around 3,000 rupees as a profit from each and every system that I used to assemble. So I never kept myself stopped over there. The concept of making groundbreaking superhero was like, going away. Okay. I was becoming more assemble guy, more orders were coming, and that started coming from a lot of offices. Now, when you're traveling as a businessman in local train, your shirt becomes a nakra and your shoe, if it is black, it becomes white. Am I taking too much time, Abhijit? Just let me know that I'll,
No, sir,
try to make
it's
it
okay.
fast.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Sure? Okay.
We are enjoying it. It's a great.
Enjoy it. Yes.
Okay. So with those, white leveled dhulomaka juto, and with nakra jama, you cannot enter into anybody's office. So what I used to do, I used to change my shirt. I used to change my shoes. I used to carry an extra shirt and extra shoes in my bag. And I used to change it in nearby park and then go to an office to get some order. Crack the order, go back to, Chandni Chowk area again, take something, buy something, and then assemble. It used to be my usual job. While doing that, I got in touch with one person, during buying some cool stuff from one shop. I don't want to name them. Somehow, that fellow told me, hey, brother, You're actually buying it in a very high cost. You know what? If you go to that shop, you can get it cheap. And the best part is they can actually give you, if you create a relationship, they can give you credit. So I asked him that, what's your name, brother? He told me his name. His name is Shuvankar. So Shuvankar told me that, you know what, I can see that you have been coming here for last, I think, a week. And how many orders you have got? I told him the orders I have got and the way I'm doing business. And we started sharing a nice time near a local tea dhaba. It's not a tea junction, huh? No sophisticated parts, no CCD. It's all bhade khawa cha, okay? With two beguni altogether. I don't know how to convert that beguni into English. Beguni is beguni. So anyway, and we started talking with each other. I explored that that fellow is actually from a very different part of Bengal. He came from Namkhana, which is, I never heard of, at least, about Namkhana. He said, you know what, I'm staying near Sundarbans. I said, wow, so you're staying with tigers? He laughed and he said that, yeah, at least with crocodiles, not with tigers. So we became friends and we started doing and cracking orders together in Calcutta itself. We created like a super bonding with each other. He came to my house, he saw what I'm doing, how I'm giving training. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, approximate 7 to 6 months passed during this all those nonsense stuff like assembling machines, giving training. And from 4 students, I got approximate, I think, 90 students. Somehow, I'm a good teacher. So somehow people thought that maybe I can learn from that fellow. And I used to charge for that. And I used to charge 100 rupees to teach coding. So 90 people becomes your approximate 9,000 rupees. Somehow it was increasing like anything. And if you remember those 4 people, so I put one of them as a faculty. I used to pay him approximate 3,000 rupees per month as a salary. So we are earning 9,000 rupees, 2 faculty, 6,000 is going for salary, and my father increased the rent, so it becomes approximate 2,000 rupees. So 1,000 rupees is coming in my pocket, and the rest of the money that I'm making, that I'm making from the machine assembling part, which is not a bad money. I'm making really a great super duper profit. And what I'm going to do with that money, I started enhancing the system. I enhanced the school that I created. It was only in one small room, and with a gracious as a subsidy from my father, he said, okay, you're growing, so you can have another room. So probably you can use that room as well. So somehow I got 2 rooms now with 90 students with approx, I think 6 systems, all assembled by me. And we are making some cool stuff over there. Let me tell you, for last 6 months, I didn't stop making that IP I dreamt of. I was making it in the background. All those funny stories that you have heard about, in the background, late night, till at least 2 o'clock, I have been coding and trying to understand if I can make a gamified character for Archer or not. Can I make a super cool comics or not? So somehow, I found at least 1999, month of January, date was approximate, I'm really sorry, I'm getting old. Probably it was 16th of January or maybe 17th of January. I went back to that producer and told him that, sir, I have got team and this is the output that we have. He said, my God, your dress became different. Like, you're making money? I said, yeah, I'm making money. He said, how come your shoes are like, total polished? So I told him the secret that this is the backpack and here I have got my, all the stuff for magic. And this is the shirt that I just changed before I entered into your office. And I changed it in just nearby the park that you can see. So he said, okay, fine. So you're actually showing off your body. I said, yeah, I'm doing that. So we actually, started getting a vibration from that gentleman that eventually from a producer, he is becoming my uncle. He said, okay, beta, let me give you some contact. You go to those guys, talk to them. Sorry, open platform like this, I can't name those directors, but somehow I went to very, renowned directors who used to produce amazing big films, or at least on that time. Okay, those films were rocking in movie theater halls, and I am talking about those people when Bumbada was like, the tiger. He was, shooting over there like anything. Shoumitro Jetu was like acting like a roar. Okay, I saw all these in NT1 studio and was totally focused about talking about my VFX. Don't care about taking any kind of autograph. And some celebrities, I don't want to name them, but looking at me, my God, what the hell is he? I mean, he's not looking at us. He's just, talking to the director and talking about some kind of shit we don't understand. And this is odd. But yes, what happened? All those directors told me that, man, whatever you're talking, we don't understand. You're talking some science fiction. We really don't need that. We don't need that kind of 3D character which can actually replace our heroes or heroine. It doesn't exist. Okay, we don't need that. We don't want to invest that much amount of money. So you wanted to know the failure story? That's another failure story. I failed in Tollywood. Like I couldn't crack anything. Then I got introduced to Mr. Sandeep Ray. So I went to his house. He somehow graciously gave me time. We have been talking. He said, "You have done really, cool work. How come you create these comics? Who taught you?" I said, "I'm a self-learner. I taught myself. Like I was watching cartoons and I started drawing. That's how I, learned all by myself." He said, "Really, really massive work, but somehow you don't have money, man. You can't sustain like this. I mean, to make this sustainable, you need to earn money." I said, "Okay, fine, cool." Then another feedback is like, "I need to make money. Let me earn money then." Now, the fun part is, how will you make money in a city like Calcutta, okay, where nothing moves, at least 1999 era? Well, now here comes probably the biggest break in my life. So we have been making that character. So what we did together, we created a small game, a PC game. Okay. Please remember, it was all Toretokka days. Huh? I mean, smartphone didn't exist on those days. Okay. Forget smartphone. Mobile phone didn't exist. Okay. At least if you have a mobile in your pocket and on those time, it's like you're a super rich guy or you're doing something which is like unthinkable. So I created one game with all those my super cool team, and it was a PC game. Now the question was, where do I sell it? How do I sell it? And I found there is a unique idea came in my mind. So we created the game, put that into a CD. I went back to Chandni Chowk. In Chandni Chowk area, people used to do piracy. I used to know them. Okay, we used to do software piracy. I don't know whether you know that or not. Torrent was not that active on those days. Forget torrent; it didn't exist like that. Okay, so I had a chat with them. I told them that, "Hey guys, you know what? I've got a new game, and it doesn't exist in your system. You don't have it. It's completely unique." They said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." "Can I install? Could you please check?" So I installed into one of their PC and they started playing. From one person, it became approximate 7 to 8 guys who started playing that game. And in Chandni Chowk, in Madden Street, around 30-40 guys came to see the new game. All of them said that this is pretty cool. Let us buy it. So I started negotiating with them. I told them that, "You know what? I can't track what you guys are going to do. I'm going to give you this game. I don't need any money, but I want 50%. Whatever you're selling, I need 50% out of it. You make money, I don't care. But try to be honest." In Chor Bazaar, if you are talking sense, they usually don't cheat you. I'm really sorry if I'm making all those nasty statements in front of the students. I'm sure that it's actually recorded, but I don't mind. That's a fact that happened. So they started selling that game, and I used to earn a decent amount of money from all those people whom people thought they are doing all piracy. That's illegal. But what I did a complete different model of utilizing all those people who are doing non-legal stuff into a legalized way. That product is my product, and I'm giving it to them to resell it. So eventually they became reseller. From Calcutta, we started getting orders from Delhi. And these fellows told us that, boss, you made a rocking thing. You know what? Let's put it as a brand. Do you have a company? I said, yeah, I have a trade license. I have a company. Do you have a logo? Could you please put that, logo on your CD and maybe pack it as a proper game? And maybe you can start something really, really decent. You can have a system where this game we can all sell across the nation. And we are pissed off about, selling all those kind of pirated stuff. Can I be an honest businessman with you? Can I offer my office to you? I'm going to stop my software piracy because the amount of money I'm making from your game is really amazing. I don't need all those kind of shitty money. Can I convert that? So it was hard time for me, like trusting someone who is not doing decent business, offering me his office and offering me a partnership. So somehow we never ever had any kind of legal partnership, but I told him that, okay, fine, you can sell my CDs. I don't need your office. You can become my maybe distributor, something, whatever like that. But you need to promise me that you're not going to do piracy of my games at least. He said, okay, fine. I mean, I'm not going to do that. Now for next 1 year, we made a great amount of money from that game. It became really pretty super cool game. Good hit, good market, super feedback. Then you got a bash. I asked them not to do piracy, but piracy started from Delhi. And we got a understanding that our games are being pirated. So when you have pirated game, you are losing a lot of money. So when you have probably a sales of in a year, a sales of approximate 1 lakh CDs, and all of a sudden he started piracy, sales becomes really, really low. And that fellow who started my initial sales, he said that, boss, I never did anything wrong, but this is what happening. Can you please protect your own game? Do you know the mechanism? So I was thinking that why don't I put my brain into saving data and securing data? So a lot of you don't know that how much work we do on at least data security, cyber security, and mobile security, because I never ever portrayed myself into that. But that was the initial level in 1999 end 2000 शुरुआत में, when we thought of protecting our own game, protecting our own CD. So we wrote a plugin, a very simple plugin, and we put the whole game into a network connection mechanism. So I hired a server. On those days, I have to hire a server from US. I rented a server and put a small part of our game into that server. When you install the CD in your PC, if you are playing maybe 4 level, after 4th level, you need to connect to the internet and you need to then download the rest of the game and then you need to play it. Not only that, there is a data protection mechanism which happened. So one shot, one go, the next version of our game became secure. And I was thinking that probably India is not my place to do business. And I was there, just like you guys today, where to go, whom to connect, how to connect, whom to talk. There was no one who can actually, no, you can't get it. It's a pretty old game, but there is a mobile version. I'll come back to the questions. There's a mobile version, don't worry. So what happened that if I want to grow, I need a connection. I need some kind of mechanism so that I can network with people. I should be able to understand the global network that's happening. So somehow I thought that probably some industry people can help me. I went to them. They all put me in a tagline that this guy is doing animation. I was crying, I was shouting, I was telling them it's not animation I'm doing gaming. Animation is non-interactive. I'm doing coding, I'm doing networking, I'm doing database coding, I'm doing, of course, within game there is a small part of animation, but that's not animation. We use animation in game, okay? But somehow people didn't listen to me. They said, no, you are an animation guy, okay? So you are doing animation. Gap in knowledge. But somehow then I realized in 2000, 2001, India is not my place. I can't you know, do proper marketing, at least the kind of product that we are building. So I was digging here and there. I was talking to people in Yahoo Chat. I was sending emails. I was trying to find out from website if I can get some kind of resource, some kind of link through which probably we can some amount of deal cracking mechanism. I got a response from one of the biggest Japanese publishing house. Probably you can see the picture in my back. That's the founder of. I'm not sure whether you have heard about Final Fantasy or not. If
Yes.
any of you heard about that Final Fantasy whole 3D series, that's the guy who is the founder, and that's me along with another beautiful champion of my team. That's the picture, and I put it in the world because I was blessed by the gentleman. He was super rich, he was super successful, and he said that, Arijit, yeah, we can meet, you can come. You know what he did? I was nothing in front of him. I'm teaching you something which is probably giving you very good feedback for your rest of your life or maybe your career. When I was there in front of me, trust me, he is a super rich guy. Okay, the biggest publisher in Japan. Okay, he offered me tea and he made it for me. It's a culture in Japan, I understand, but in no way I am worth in front of that big fellow that he will be making tea for me. He did it. He served me, and we had a nice chat. And he was telling me that we are doing this, we are doing that. So you should think on that line. You are in no position that we can probably publish your game, but yes, I'm going to give you some tips. Probably that will help you. That fellow, on those time at least, he used to speak in Japanese, and he used one translator who is translating everything. And I learned a lesson. If you really want to do global business, you need to forget English. You need to learn multiple different language. Trust me, believe me, I'm not joking at all. And if you are with me, you will see how many languages I speak. Okay, that was my first lesson. You don't need a translator. You really need to understand language. Otherwise, you are not going to get whatever they are trying to tell you. Okay. Somehow I got the tips. Somehow I was like full blown, all gone kind of. I became a kind of different person, different personality. From that introvert person, from that sweet boy, from that sweet artist, from that very soft spoken person, I started becoming a person who is like really harsh, shrewd, becoming from founder, becoming a CEO. I was like all gone, all straightforward for executing a project. I started forgetting that there is something called coziness in life. I started forgetting that you have a life. I started forgetting that probably this is not the way of showing off to the world what you are doing. I became like a poster boy in Bengal, multiple TV news, different media news that happened, and I was becoming like, oh my God, I did something really really great, and people started talking that this fellow is probably like a next Mark Zuckerberg or something like that. Okay. And yeah, that happened. That's you wanted the truth. Yeah, that happened, of course. And I had a deep grudge towards these so-called film directors because they didn't give me any kind of option. So I decided, while doing all these gaming business, while doing all those global business, let me do something cool for this Calcutta Tollywood industry. Let me show them what can be done with technology. So in 2008, years passed. Okay, I can't give you all those information because it's already 1 o'clock, and I think that I'm giving too much of information to you guys, and you guys are feeling bored in front of me. Anyway, So in 2008, I started digging into Tollywood industry. I produced one movie, co-produced rather, one movie, and understood that how people are crying, how people are dying to, get in touch with the producer and say that, I'm an actor, I'm an actress, give me some chance. So I saw that kind of, uh, glittering eyes in front of me. Okay, and multiple models came in front of me. I became like, you can say, heartthrob for all those ladies who are thinking that probably I'll be investing in their movies. Probably I'll, produce another movie. But my intention was completely different. My intention was not at all making movie. My intention was something cool. Probably you can see that in internet. I started floating a concept 2009 onwards. I started telling them, hey, you know what? Enough of your movie making stuff. Enough of, all those modeling stuff that you are doing. Let me give you an option. Let me create you as a 3D character. Let me convert you as a 3D gaming character. And we are going to produce our own IP with your face and your body and your physique. We will be making you superheroes. Is it fine? Initially, trust me, nobody understood what the shit I'm talking about. 3D character, gaming character. Come on, man, superheroes. No way. Somehow, one model, Srijla, I can name her because I'm really, really happy that she said yes. She became our first 3D gaming character model. Her full name is Srijla Go. She was from Shiliguri. She all of a sudden, pinged me in probably in Facebook, if I'm not wrong. And it was early Facebook days or maybe Orkut. I really don't remember. Somehow in social media, some social media, say that, hey, I was getting a vibration that you guys are trying to make some gaming character, and I really want to put my face as a game character as a superhero. So I said, yeah, of course, we can do that. Now, when you say yes, you need to execute it. And in those 2009 era, there was no motion capture studio, at least in Bengal, and forget about getting a 3D character done without any kind of motion capture studio. So what I did some kind of jugaad. I hired a photographer. He was new. Now he is a celebrity photographer. He was completely new in the market. We have been talking, discussing. I was sharing him all those technical information. What kind of picture we need, what kind of lights we need, what kind of characterization we are trying to make, what is our technology. I brought him to my studio. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I started an office in Salt Lake, so we have our own studio. I started an office in Jaipur. So like we have been growing, and I registered one small farm out of India. I really forgot. I'm really sorry. So I was showing him that this is how we are working. This is the kind of technology that we are making, and we made a system which can actually translate that drawing into a 3D polygon system that became our own product. So, and when we started selling it as a white label partner. I'm sorry, I skipped all those parts. I'll come back to you again. Let me finish this movie story stuff. And so Anindo, he said that, Dada, I can understand everything, but the point is, man, how can I take picture like this? It's not possible. Like, I don't have lights like this. I don't have camera for this. How can I do it? I said, you need to do it. I don't know how. Because I'm not a photographer, you're a photographer. I'm an artist, I can do the angles, I can teach you the lighting system. I can't teach you how you're going to take the picture. Trust me, the model, and the photographer, we spend hours and hours and hours to understand how will we shoot with my technical team. Okay, it was not easy. Somehow, I told them, okay, let's do something like this. Let's get 8 different cameras. Let me hire 7 cameras more, put them with tripod. Let me try to, take a snap of Srijla from various different angle, and let us put her on the top of a revolving chair. She needs to stand in a T pose like this, and someone will move the chair from below, and 8 fellows will take parallel sequential picture. Lighting was a challenge, but somehow we overcome all the challenge, and hence Katia you can probably search kathiagame.com. Katia became the first 3D character for us, but we didn't release that game. I was thinking, if I release Katia as a character, nobody knows Katia. Let me do some kind of smart stuff. Let me create a universe of superheroes, and then we'll release Katia. So what I did, I started making another parallel game called Ashwathama. For this game also, I took, I think, forgot, maybe 20 more models. You know, when you crack first model in one industry, the news goes like fire. These guys are doing something cool, and they are not nasty guys. They are not taking advantage of any of the models. Rather, they are paying, as well as they are giving respect, as well as probably doing something cool stuff, which no one have ever heard of it, at least in Calcutta, 2009. So we got 25 nice looking, good looking models who came and became our character. And I traveled to southern part of the country to learn and understand Kaladi Payattu, and understood it for 3 months, came back to the studio. All of us created the beautiful India's first RPG game called Ashwathama the Immortal. And the storyline of Ashwathama the Immortal is pretty well connected with Katia, the fighter. And hence both of the game we released at the same time. One game is complementing with each other, so that if you are playing Ashwathama, you need to play Katia to understand what happened with the next level. And if you're playing Katia, you need to play Ashwathama to understand what happened before in the history, in the timeline. It was a timeline-based kind of, science-based, history-connected game, wherein each and every temple that you can see inside the game is practically taken from real world, real life. We took pictures, we took multiple different pictures of those real places, converted them into texture. Those who don't understand the 3D technology, it's a complete different kind of skill set, taking pictures and converting them into textures, and then maybe making it as a game model. And creating such kind of huge game needs a lot of money. So whatever money I was earning, I was investing that to make Ashwathama the Immortal and Katia the fighter. And eventually, parallelly, we started making a lot of different 3D games, which are racing games and all. Somehow Ashwathama became a little bit popular. Somehow Katia became a little bit popular. And slowly and very sophisticatedly, that cracked the Chinese market. Chinese guys loved it like anything. They found, oh my God, something happened. And when they got to know that these all people exist in real life, they told us that, my God, what you guys have done from India? My God, these are all real people? I said, yeah, they are models, they're actors. So the very concept of cosplay started in 2011 onwards. I'm not sure how many of you know cosplay or not. Cosplay is a concept where you act or play as a game character or as an animated character into real life. In those days in China, they started the concept of cosplay, and these people from Bengal, they started getting a lot of vibration, a lot of hype. Few of them went to China to become a cosplayer. And they started putting in their social media that because of this guy, this crazy idiot, mad guy, we got a chance to go out of India. Well, yeah, my friends, I was being called as mad in the industry. And I have a dictionary, which is my own English dictionary. So I converted mad into moderate, accurate, and determined. So I'm proud that I'm a mad. Anyway, so because of this mad guy, we got all those kind of popularity and all those kind of crazy stuff to do in our life. So we started becoming popular like anything. Slowly, I forgot the year, yeah. Anyway, forget the year. Slowly, I got in touch with Jeet. We created one game within 28 days because we didn't have the time to make that game. The film was about to release. It's called Boss 2. So we made Calcutta's first movie-based game called Boss 2. Eventually, we made, I think, 5 or 6 more games as a partner. We never ever took money for that. It was all partnership. The concept was that within the film, they will put our logo. So I was all focused now on placing my logo in various different platforms where all we can get value and where all I can give value. Slowly, it became a global organization. I started picking up people from various parts of the world. The concept was actually mixing up cultures, mixing up various different cultures within the organization, as well as talk stories. Stories of all those known and unheard stories which has got values. Hence, we started Fight of the Legend as a series of game. That game was actually, it's kind of, if you remember, I talked about creating a universe of superheroes. That game consists of multiple different superheroes from various different cultures, and all those people from out of India, from Russia, from US, from Romania, from France, from Middle East, all those models, they started becoming our actor and actress. So till date, we have converted probably 250 or maybe 270 plus actor, actors, and models into 3D gaming character, and floated multiple different IP with superhero concept as a gaming character. So that's my friends, my story about gaming. And if I touch upon the investment part of it, I started looking at the market in a completely different way for last 16 years. When I found a fellow, talking about history, when I found a fellow in one engineering college, I was there as a speaker. He was just trying to connect me. Told me that, sir, I want to start my own venture. I don't know how to do. I felt myself, I can see myself into that fellow. And I found that, my God, market needs those kind of information. I shouldn't talk nonsense. I should talk sense, and I should help these kind of people. So I started feeling, serving the startup ecosystem since last 16 years. Pretty well connected with at least the global startup ecosystem at the moment. Let me cut the story short. So I'm well connected with maybe, I don't know, 90 countries, approximate, with super cool startup ecosystem, events, investors, change makers, accelerators, incubators. Trying to help them, and helping them. I'm really sorry, it's a history of my life, so like I should mention this. If you remember, I told you that I became like a super shrewd CEO. Used to travel in sophisticated cars and those sophisticated mobiles and suits, three-piece. I was traveling in Rajasthan once, and I was using my those geeky software-based devices in the car. It was winter, and all of a sudden the car actually stopped in a signal, and all of a sudden I saw that there is a lady. She's actually mad, not like mad like me. I mean, she's mad. She's not normal, and her kid was like crying like anything because of the cold. You know what she did? She opened up her dress, became half naked, wrapped the baby, and grabbed her, and trying to give it a comfort zone. Signal opened, and the car started, and I thought that, what the hell I'm doing in life? Well, I'm making money, yeah. I got that feedback. Well, yes, I'm probably doing a lot, probably giving back a lot to the community level. But is this the life, like only enjoying and maybe, meeting with high profile people? What about these guys? Who is going to help them? Who is going to serve them? So what I did, I tried to help these communities from so-called club level. I don't want to name them, with due respect, they are doing massive work, I'm sure. But I felt that they have their own agenda. So I skipped all those things. What I did, I personally went to those villages, wherever my mind goes, wherever I feel I can help, whoever I feel I can help. Listen, guys, I'm a crazy guy. Don't follow me, okay? I'm a total, complete crazy guy, okay? So, wherever I feel, whenever I feel, I go there. I talk to people. I understand their skill set, if they at all have any kind of skill set, and then grab some order for them, giving them all those skill set and give them all those orders. I personally don't believe that I can give money to give a sustainable change to people, to those pure guys. Rather, I started giving them orders. You know what happened? This is the reason I don't actually like to talk about my life. You know what happened? Because it shows like all talk about glorious stuff about me. And I nowadays I don't want to do that. Anyway, those villagers who never ever had money to buy food, those village people who never ever had any kind of comfort zone, any kind of proper house, any kind of water. Now these villages became like this. They have got pumps, they have got proper house, their kids are going to school, they have dress, they have food, they are earning their own livelihood, approximate 8,000 to 10,000 rupees per month basis. And all those village guys, all those, you know, so-called poor people that we can think of, with their blessings, I think I'm doing whatever I'm doing in life. And I really don't want to define myself in front of the students. It's like, it will become a lot. And probably you'll feel that this is the guy I should follow. So the message to you guys, like, never ever follow me, never ever follow anyone in life. Don't follow anyone. Just follow your dream and trust me. Trust me. If you want to trust me, at least for maybe 40 minutes you're listening to me. If you're following your dream doesn't mean that you're just thinking in your bed. You have to, you know, forget your comfort zone. You have to act. If you're doing that, trust me, entire universe will help you. No one is there in life who can actually stop you. No one. No one, trust me. Just no one. Okay? I have been tried to stop by a lot of people in life. I never ever stopped. Because I know that whatever I'm doing for truth. If you're doing for truth, no one can do any harm to you. The third, input, if you really want input. Technology is just a small enabler, you know, it's just a catalyst. If you feel that you are an engineer and you are maybe looking at some, maybe the cool stuff for you guys is hacking. I don't know. Maybe the cool stuff for you guys, maybe data science. I don't know. That's your dream. But all those stuff is dependent on very basic part of life. Roti, kapra, makan. Okay? So if you are solving any problem during this circle, you are doing something. Else, probably the kind of vibration I am getting, probably you'll be missing that. I can tell you the kind of vibration that we are doing. When you work with ministries, when you are working with countries, you have full access to people, the full country. If you can imagine the kind of connections, kind of works that we are doing, it's not small, at least. I shouldn't say massive, but it's not small. We are all small part in life, okay? We are doing our small parts. But if you really want to start your venture, if you really want to do some kind of disruption, for that, maybe you can follow Swamiji, you can follow Steve Jobs, both are same. If you really want to follow Bill Gates, and if you really want to follow Mark Zuckerberg, and at the same time, you want to follow probably Ratan Tata ji or maybe Narayan Murthy, it's all the same. All those people, whoever is doing a mark in their life, they respect others. Number one. I'll tell you how it will help you. Sorry for the statement if you don't like my speech, or maybe if you don't like me. Try to define what you want to do in your life. If you really want to care and if you really want to join somebody's speech, if you have, say, 80 people joining, don't leave in between. That's a disrespect showing to a speaker. Number one. If you really want to respect someone, try to greet him or her with sir or madam. Okay? You might not do it. You might say that, hey, Arijit, how are you doing? I will never mind. But who can say some person in earth, he will mind. It's better to be humble. Number two, if you really want to start your venture, first get a customer. Forget about your investment. Nobody is going to invest money, at least until unless you are growing. Hardcore fact. Okay? And if somebody is giving you false comment that start your business, I'm going to give you money, then he's actually breaking you. I'll tell you the reason why and how. If you can't sustain, that fellow will never ever come back and tell you that, okay, fine, I'm going to give you another round of money. Why he is going to invest money to you? What is the reason? If you are getting any kind of grant, remember, it's your father's money, it's your mom's money. Government don't give grant from their own pocket. It's the tax that we guys are paying, and you are utilizing that as a grant. So be very humble and give thanks to God that you got some grant. And if you got some grant, if you have some prototype, before you create a prototype, try to understand if you really have a market for that or not. If you have a market, do you know someone who can buy it or not? If you know someone who can buy it, try to get a PO for that. Then go for making a product. That's one way. Second way, if you have a product, do you know how to create white label of it or not? If you don't know how to do white label, please consult someone who understands how to create white label. If you really want my help, I'll be more than happy to help. We have done tons of software solution and product solution for the same. If you go to our website, see, I run around, I think now it's 21 ventures. Okay, I invested in approximately 21. So if you can go to my website in the investment page, you can find all those people, all those nice, great startups who are doing massive, great work around the world. All of them have got a very simple process in mind. Why they got the investment? Because they have an urge to grow. They are not showing Google data. They have an understanding how to make money and how to sustain that money. If you can't roll the money, get someone on board who can actually roll the money. Now, it might sound very, different that why money-making process is important. There are two options in life. One, you become an engineer, do a job. Maybe after 5 years, you start your venture. You got some experience, you have some money, you have some seed money, you can start your own. Second option is you start now and you fail fast. If you're failing fast, of course, you can go back to the job market. No one is asking you not to do job. That's fine, perfectly fine. But if you have a zeal that you want to create some amount of disruption, all of these entrepreneurs whom you have watched so far, they have one thing in common. They have intention to change the mindset of people, common people. Okay, it's not easy. It's really not easy. If you look at now, we get daily, I don't know how many email comes. Okay, I run, I forgot to mention, I run a movie production house as well, which I started 5 years back. We produce movies, which is for mainly short screens, like which nowadays you are calling as OTT platform. So as a person, I look at the market on a future perspective. I never ever think of it as a perspective of what is going on nowadays, which is the technology which is happening now. I try to predict the future. When I try to predict the future, I always love to create the future. Instead of saying that this is the in thing now, we should start that. Rather, I always tell my team that this is gonna come and we need to reach that level before it is coming in the market. I'm not sure if you have ever joined in any one of my talks or not. Augmented reality glass connected with blockchain technology powered by AI, that's the future that's coming up. I'll tell you how. You have your AR glass, say this is my AR glass. It's not, I'm just giving you an example. This is my AR glass. This glass in future will be connected with your retina system. Your retina system will be connected with your banking system. You don't need to swipe any kind of card in future. And that banking system will be based on a blockchain technology. And the AI-based chip inside your AR glass is going to detect your health. It's going to detect your all daily activities. If you're hungry, it's going to tell you that, you know what, you're hungry at 2 o'clock in the lunchtime, you usually have a manchow soup. Do you want me to order the soup from this XYZ restaurant? And if you say yes, the soup will be there. You don't have to pay money because your retina controlled system is already there in your backend, and the bank already paid the restaurant. Your orders are done. You are getting it inside your home. That's the future you are going to get. Second option you're going to get. That's pretty simple thing. Gesture control systems. There are rings which is there in the market which can actually detect and control your gesture. Just normal rings. 3 ring you wear in your hand, it can detect your full body measurement. It is going to be the next future for sports. Okay. Voice tagging, that's coming up. Because I'm talking to all the technology geeks, so I'm just giving you only the technology solution for future which is coming up. Voice tagging system, probably you have never ever heard about it. Okay, when you say, when you're maybe I'm not sure how many of you are YouTuber or maybe using Instagram, when you're saying that I am Sri Lekha something, okay, I am Sri Lekha Kaur from Udaipur and I love cooking chicken. This tag chicken will be tagged as a voice tag. Do you understand voice tagging now? So like it's not writing. When you are, just saying as chicken, it will be tagged into the tagging mechanism in the backend server. And when you have just used I love chicken, near future you will be getting all those ads related to chicken legs. Okay, that's the voice tagging mechanism that's coming up. If you look at more technology enhancements that's coming up in near future, the weapon systems are becoming real smart. The mechanism of working with gamified solution for army, the solution of gamified solution for your firefighters, for police is the next future that's coming up. The next generation that's coming up, at least with all those technology powers, are going to have another level of enhancement which is on power and clean tech energy. Okay, let me give you another example of one cool Finland-based startup, which is one of my portfolio company. What they produce glasses. That glass itself will clean energy inside your room. It will act as a air cooler and air heater, both. You don't need any kind of AC. Okay, and that's the solution that they are giving. For an example, you can put that glass into your window or maybe your door and forget about your AC. It will give cool air inside your room. Just connected with a normal usual electricity system and takes all those nasty stuff from air, put it into a small box, and then again convert that nasty stuff into a producible element for the plants, and you can use that to do the home-based planting. Okay, that's the kind of future we are looking at. This is happening. It's not a dream. It's basically happening. Okay, probably sitting in Calcutta. Kindly, for God's sake, don't believe whatever you're googling. Okay, Google is a server, and whatever data you're getting is basically a result of SEO. The rest of 70% data are actually deep inside the web. Probably my fellow panelist who was there earlier than me, probably he can give you a lot of information. I don't put myself as a cybersecurity guy, but yes, I can tell you one thing. Those level of data secrecy and those level of data movement are really happening nowadays. We are working a little bit because we don't portray ourselves as cybersecurity. I'm not going to give you that kind of information, but yes, that's another level of stuff probably you can look at. You can always look at the data GRPA level security solution. You can always look at BDC level security solutions. Those are the things that's coming up in near future. The near future stuff is going to happen on cryptocurrencies as well. Don't fear about cryptocurrency. If you are a technology geek and if you really understand technology well, cryptocurrency is going to do a massive change in near future. In couple of countries, in Western countries, they are legal and they are actually doing massive disruption in the market. If you have some kind of thought process on the same, and if you have solution, of course, I mean, for any damn solution you have in your mind, feel free to connect. Feel free to get back to me. Vijit is there. He's a very dear brother of mine, dear friend of mine. How I'm going to define him, I don't know. He's a change maker, doing a massive work in the ecosystem. So, guys, I think I'll be logging off. It's already wasted a lot of your times. I can see that, probably I took a lot more, overshooted a lot. So let me
No,
keep
sir.
myself mum. Over to you. If you guys have any question, happy to answer that.
It was one of the best thing I ever heard. Other panelists already joined, and he is also listening to you very patiently from last half an hour. And I want to share something over here. Arijit is really very busy right now because he is going to organize one of the biggest events throughout including 90 countries. Now, when I asked him, he told me, Avijit, I'm very busy, but for you, I will go for only half an hour. Now you can see in the clock. I know if this person starts talking and start telling things, he will never be stop within half an hour. He will take time and he will make people inspire. So that was really very inspiring and fantastic session. Now I am your fan. I always tell your sessions are very fantastic. Now, if from students I want to listen, I want to know how they enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Arijit. Thank you. Instead of being so busy, you came and you give them so much of your time. Thank you very much.
Any questions you guys have then, or maybe?
So it was a very means.
No, lots of people become your fan. Now your family actually increased.
Don't become fan. Fan is good in the ceiling. It's good for giving you air.
Your footsteps are our prayings at this moment. We are also running a entrepreneurship business, so it's like
Entrepreneurship is not business.
it's a startup business. Sorry.
Startup is not business.
Yes.
You want to know what is startup, what is entrepreneur, and what is business?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you look at businessmen, they are basically for profit only. I mean, they don't care about any kind of disruption or change. They are only making money. That's it. Entrepreneurs are basically change makers. They don't care that whether and how much money they are going to make. Eventually, in their course of life, they will be making money. But that's a byproduct for them. They really want to do some kind of disruption. It can be anything, any mad thing. So I respect entrepreneurs more and more, because they are trying to do some kind of disruption. If they are not making money, if they are not profitable, I don't care. But respect goes over there. And if I look at the startup is basically a term. If you have started your journey, you are less than 5 years of your business. If you are making money or no money, probably you are a startup. Forget about the definition. It's basically you have started something. You are in idea stage or something like that.
Absolutely. Entrepreneurs always gives back to the society. That is very important.
These businesses are really very needed for everyone to know about.
Okay, let me tell you what is growth fund and what is seed capital, and let me keep myself shut because I think I'm taking a lot of time of my another co-panelist. I'm really sorry if I'm taking your time. Really sorry. So seed fund is when you have a prototype ready and you don't have anyone to ask for money. You are getting someone on board who is investing money on you, not on your business, on you. Keeping faith on you and your team. Okay, that's called seed capital. Usually angel investors invest as a seed capital, right? VC funds sometimes comes as a seed investor if you have any kind of patentable product or project. But remember, VC funds are there to make money, right? VCs also run. They need to earn money to run their own venture. And they are usually running it not out of love, they are running it out of business. There are growth capital you need when you are growing. You need some kind of scale up fund. It can be small fund, it can be big fund, but if you have consumer, you are earning money, you are not profitable, doesn't matter, but you want to grow, and for growth, you need XYZ money. That's called growth capital. Never ever pitch your idea stage pitch to a growth investor. It is not going to happen. You're not going to crack any deal. Okay. If you're in idea stage, you want to validate your ideas, please validate it in the market. Don't ask someone whether my idea will work or not. How come he will tell you until unless you are executing your own idea? Come on. And there is another concept happening in market. A lot of startups are actually sending email to us. What business shall we do? Man, what business shall you do? That is your responsibility. We are not entitled to tell you what business you will do. It's your baby. You should do it. Okay? And when do you need fund? You need fund if you're not in a seed level or maybe in a prototype level. You need fund when you really want to grow your team or getting a new order. There are another category called working capital fund. Usually banks are the best people who can give you that much amount of fund process. Okay, let me tell you something. I'm consultant to a couple of banks, private banks. So feel free to get back to me for anything that I can help of. I mean, maybe for funding, maybe for, not validating your idea, for God's sake. I'm no one, I'm a small bee. I'm no one to validate your idea. But if you have done something, if you really want to do something and you have a team, you feel that you can do some kind of, change in the world, get back to me, shoot me mails, probably, give me a call. I don't mind. If I'm free, I'll be always more than happy to give you a reply back. Not a problem on that. But I'm really a hard nut to crack nowadays. If you really need a faster response, you need a person who can give you help very fast. I'm not the guy. I take my own sweet time. My usual time to crack me is 6 months. I will, rip you off for 6 months. And if everything goes fine, trust me, you will get some golden hand. And I'm not joking on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's available in Google, Mr. Kumar Ritik. Just put my name properly, you will get it.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll take a leave now, Abhijit.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Shayak next. সব সময় এখানে
হ্যাঁ আছি
হ্যাঁ কন্টিনিউ